Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. You can see they're in Baclaran, so they'll be issuing tickets to these vehicles for making an illegal terminal. The vendors will roll their stalls away from this sidewalk. Oh, there's a lot of motorcycles parked here today also. Most of the owners of the bikes have come out now and they're being issued tickets. The thing is, if you have your motorcycle on the sidewalk, you get a ticket for 1,000 or 2,000 peso. But if you're a vendor that occupies the sidewalk every single day, you just roll away when the team come and then you roll back when they leave. So it is a little bit unfair, to be honest. And here's the SWAT team arriving now. They'll be providing security to the MMDA and keeping public order. And unfortunately, you'll notice many of the vendors are back in front of these businesses. It's still a little bit early, so maybe later in the afternoon you'll see more vendors here and then you won't be able to access these businesses anymore. Over here in front of Dunkin', you can see they're already busy taking their stores inside. What happens is when the MMDA come here, they push it inside this building here. When MMDA leave, they put it back here and occupy the space. Same all along here. For the vendors that occupy the sidewalk here and over here, it's approved by the city. So there's nothing MMDA can do about those unless they extend into the road, and that's the point where they'll take action. Although the only thing that happens if you extend over the line is that they come along and tell you to push your stuff back. And of course, as soon as they leave, they'll just push it out again. So there's no long-term change. If you look at this business, for example, you can see they've got a lot of space inside. But because the city's approved occupying the sidewalk, they've extended over that as well. So the point is that there is actually legitimate space for people to do business, but they're not happy with that. They want extra space. They want the sidewalk. They want the road. Pedestrians, well, bad luck. Over here, you'll see more store owners rolling away. They actually occupy this whole space, but of course, when they see the team coming, it's time to roll away. So the main roads, they block with their stalls. The side roads, they block for storage. That's why Baclaran takes so long to travel through if you're a commuter, if you're a driver, because all of the roads are blocked. And I don't think it's going to change, because if there's no ticket, if there's no confiscation, there's no reason for the vendors to listen to authorities. And what you might notice is so many people walking down the road. Why is that? Well, jeepneys will not ply this route anymore, because by around 11 AM, all of this is blocked, all of that is blocked. And if the jeepneys even try and pass through here, they get harassed by the vendors. Why? The vendors do not want public transport going through here. What they want is everyone to come down from the train station and then have to walk through all of their stores. So that's why you won't see any jeepneys here. That's why you won't see any tricycles. At most, you'll see a few pedicabs, but later you won't even see them. Over here, you'll see this guy is taking his stuff out of the middle of the road. It looks like the team were going to confiscate that chair. Let's see how it plays out. The guy's pretty big, so I don't know. There's a lot of MMDA here though. You see over here, sidewalks blocked again. It's an everyday occurrence. You see over here, they're rolling their stuff inside also. And if you look over here, all these permanent installations are back, although they've left a little bit of space for pedestrians to walk. I believe this is actually approved by the MMDA, which is a little bit surprising because they know already that by afternoon this whole road is blocked. This whole road is blocked. All the sidewalks are blocked. So yeah, if you look over here, they're still occupying the sidewalk, and all they've done is move their stuff over there. So that when the team are here, it looks clear. They'll just put it over here. Then when the team leave, they bring it out and put it on the sidewalk again. So it's really a waste of time. Smoking in a public place, that's not allowed. Executive Order 26. It looks like the Bravo team are here already. That's probably why it's so clear. Of course, vendors here, they'll just roll their stuff down the side street. And over here, more vendors rolling their stuff away. If you look at the side street here, it's packed full of stalls. Over here, they're removing this fencing. The LRT made it very clear they don't allow anything to be placed on their property. The only thing they allow is inside. So they're removing that. It looks like it might be confiscated, so that's new. And in fact, talking about electricity, this is where the team cut the wires last time. You can see he's already connected new wires, and then that's the one that they run into the middle. Same thing every time, they just buy new wire, reattach it, and then run it into the middle of the road so they can continue doing business. If you want some cheap DVDs, this is where you can come. You've got Bird Box, a bunch of other movies. Of course, these are all pirated movies. It's the same thing with the other products that are being sold, Nike, Adidas, Jordan, etc. They're all imitation or fake goods. Aside from the SWAT team, there's also regular police here just to make sure everything's kept in order. Over here, they're dismantling this because it's a permanent structure at the stairs of the LRT station. Apparently there's a gagawad here also. It's very rare to see anyone in the Barangay wearing a uniform. They're also removing some electrical wire. although it looks like the vendors are able to keep it. I have a feeling that the Barangay are going to try and take this away with them instead of letting the team confiscate it, because I've seen a lot of them moving in now. But let's see how this plays out. They've now gone over to the commander of the operation to ask him if they can keep it, but I think he's telling them no. And there you go, they finally freed it, and they'll be able to put it on the back of the truck. They can break it down properly later. If you look further down the road, you can see that many of the stores actually came back because they saw the team going that way and they thought, oh, they left already. But actually the team came back, and well, you can see the vendors already occupied the space. Hasn't even been 10 minutes. And it's interesting, now that everyone's wearing their uniform, there's some recognizable face. All those faces I've seen before are starting to make more sense, and the team are going along and cutting electrical wires that they find. This is the lengths that the vendors will go to. They'll actually cement it into the sidewalk or the middle area here to hide the wires. And most of them are jumpers. They're not going to a legitimate meter, of course. Look, even here, it's incredible. If you look at this side road here, you can see it's barely passable. It's okay for pedestrians and maybe motorcycles, but not cars and vans. Over here, the team are looking at this food cart that's in the road. It's here every time. Normally they just roll away. I'm not sure what's going to happen today, if they're going to confiscate it or just let them roll away. I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. So it looks like they will be confiscating it this time, I guess because it's been here so many times and they've warned them so many times. Looks like this guy's gonna try and get the tarpaulin back. They're telling him to jump down though. The truth is, the only way they'll ever clear the road is by doing things like this, confiscating things. It looks like the guy's gonna try and grab the tarpaulin again. So I guess the guy will be keeping the tarpaulin, and you'll see that again on the road probably in a week or two. They'll just build a new cart around it. So it's been around 2 hours. Let's see how the area looks now. There's no other way of getting the shot. And if you look on the other side, you'll see it's the same thing. Jeepneys can't pass through, cars can't pass through. The only thing that can go through is pedicabs and motorcycles. And of course, they're here again pretty much everywhere. So this is the Real Baclaran. And you'll see this road here is also much more narrow compared to earlier, because many of the vendors have extended out on both sides. There's still enough room in the middle for a flow of cars, but it's definitely not as good as how it looked this morning. And over here at the front side, you'll see there's a lot of vendors again. Earlier in the day or in the morning, it looks so clear and you think, wow, traffic can really flow through fast. But when you come after the MMDA have left, this is how it looks. When the MMDA aren't here, there's no one in charge. Only the vendors are in charge. You remember earlier I showed you how these stores were being moved away from dunking? Well, now they're back, of course. This is Max's, although you wouldn't even know because you can only just about see it. Let's go see how 7-Eleven looks. So behind all of this is 7-Eleven. It's not as bad as last year. You can get through quite easily compared to the maze you had to pass through before, but of course it's not great, and traffic's quite heavy in this area because of all of these vendors. That's the reality. Commuters suffer, drivers suffer, pedestrians suffer, so yeah.
Masuki, ang di kuya,